Welcome everybody to the first episode of the new podcast. Welcome to Daxter Chill Zone, the chillest of all zones. We're gonna be out here with one of my good friends, Ray Alexis. He's a good boy. Give him little pats on the head. Hello. Wait, like go off screen. Here, I'm gonna pat you on your head. Wait, with your no. I can't pat you. You gotta move a little bit more to your right. Your right. Yeah. And then I'm gonna pat you the other way.
Oh my god.
Right there. I'm gonna pat you. There you go, buddy. There you go.
Ow!
Fucking
Weird, cause my oh my god, I was so Wait,
fucking fly.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Hi.
No, because I was confused. Hi. Because my screen was like, my screen is the other way around. That's why I was like,
okay,
what?
I see. You're stupid.
When you're punching that way, I'm looking this way.
You're dumb.
Yeah.
Get it right. Jesus. No, okay. But welcome everyone to the first episode of the Daxter's Chill Zone podcast. Yeah, welcome Ray. Thank you so much for being here for the first podcast. Well, would you you wanna tell us who you are? Are you Jesus? In Jesus' name, are you Jesus?
Actually, yes, I am the Lord and Savior.
Yebus Meist.
Jesus Christ. Jesus. Henry.
It's actually pronounced Jesus. I don't know where they got Jesus from, but like.
Have you ever seen that? It's an old MTV commercial or some ad, MTV ad, where it's like this old teacher in middle school or something. She's like, "Hey everyone, I would like everyone to meet Jesus," and it's like a little Hispanic kid is like, "It's Jesus," and like just they keep bothering him and just keep calling him, "Yes, Jesus." It's like very like, Jesus, you did so well, Jesus.
Thank you so much, Jesus. Because of you, I have to stay 3 more fucking hours, Jesus.
This is a Christian channel.
This is a Christian channel.
And this the only thing we praise is
This is a Christian channel. His name is Christian over there. It's his channel.
the sound guy would turn around.
Yeah, the camera just pans over. All right, welcome
the only
in.
Thing we turn is the Bible. Praise him.
Praise him.
And praise Jesus.
Gosh, Mickey.
All right.
You didn't even introduce yourself. You didn't introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, my name is Ray. Hi.
Hi, Ray. Wow.
I'm
a virgin.
I am one of Dax's best friends.
Pushing it. No, I'm scared. yeah. I gotta go.
I'm 22 years old.
Wow.
I'm single as AF, and
Damn,
I am
relatable.
currently a full-time college student.
Damn, dude, that's fucking
And
tight.
I also write music and act and perform.
In porn.
Yes, Dax, in porn.
Okay, just making sure you know.
I'm actually one of Andrew Christian's like upcoming models.
Oh, okay. What's your porn name?
Bobby Clef.
Oh, Bobby Clef, dude. Fuck. What is it? 8. Never mind. Let's not get into that.
Demonetize.
Welcome everyone. As always, my name is Daxter O'Hannon. It's been a long time. Well, we're out here playing some
Playing.
I know. I was like, what?
We're gonna be
I'm so used to saying that. We're filming this podcast. It's been a long time since I posted anything. I think that's what I was trying to say. Posted something on the YouTube channel. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do on there. And then here we are with some content. Hopefully you guys enjoy this podcast. Because I'm enjoying planning it, and then we already got some in the works. So yeah, cool, great. I hope you enjoy. But yes, my name's Daxter O'Hannon. I'm here with Ray. He's one of my best friends since high school. Since high school. So yeah, we're out here. Ray, how are you doing? How are you? Did you do drugs before you got on today?
surprisingly no. But I did do a lot of no. No. I literally just woke up. I mean like an hour ago, but like you called me and I was like
this fucking guy, dude.
like,
fucking waking me up in the morning. What an asshole.
Well, to be fair, it's not your fault because I had somebody called me in the middle of the night. Someone from my class or my other classes and whatnot, and she was telling me about her day and like calling me about other shit, and I'm like, it's like 1 o'clock. I want to go to sleep, and I didn't want to be rude. I'm not that person that's like gonna be like, shut the fuck up, like close. Even though I really wanted to, she would not shut up.
It'd be like that.
But overall, I'm good. I got my banana shirt.
So they are bananas. Look at you, dude, coming out here with fucking style. I'm just wearing I think it's a Walking Dead shirt. Yeah, there's Negan.
I forget too that they are bananas. Like I keep looking down. I'm like, what? Like I keep thinking,
what are
something
you?
else. Yeah.
But yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about how we met each other, and then just kind of riff off afterwards, ask each other some questions. I've got some stuff here that we could talk about. But yeah, so first, Ray, how did you meet me? What was the first? Do you remember when we first met?
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna go. So because no,
you don't remember? You want me to? I can go first if you want me to go first.
No, I do remember. If you want to go, I can go.
Yeah.
Okay. So once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom called San Bernardino, California. I basically freshman year, we both went to Arroyo Valley High School, and we met each other at theater. Well, first PE, but we didn't really know each other at least the first month or so, right?
Something like that.
And so, yeah, something like that. And then the school was doing a Shakespeare play called Midsummer Night's Dream. And this is where I sort of met Dax, in a way. Because I don't think we met in the auditions. I remember meeting other people, but I don't think I got to talk to you yet. But I know after, when we both got casted in the show, and then we were doing drama club, which was every Friday. I remember the first interaction with each other was when I was playing Song of Healing from Majora's Mask on piano. I was just playing stuff, and I think you were coming. I think you wanted to play, but then I think maybe you didn't. I don't remember what it was. You said something, and then you left. And then when I started playing Song of Healing, you turned around, and I remember you were just saying, like, not like, so just like not too much expression. You were like, "You're awesome," and like legit, I was like, "Really?" Because I was like just playing piano and shit. Because no one cared when I was playing. You think I'm awesome? And we slowly started talking a bit, and then eventually we realized that we were both in the same PE class together, and then we started hanging out with two other people. And should we say their names?
Um, yeah, you could just say the first names and some.
Yeah. Say their whole social security. Uh,
You can,
Alejandro and
yeah, Alejandro. Well, Alex
yeah,
and Christopher, I believe, or Alejandro and
whatever.
Christopher. They're pretty cool
Yeah,
people. Yeah, they're really
um,
cool. I still
definitely
talk
good people.
to Alex every now and again. It's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, I think I still have them on Facebook. But anyway, um, and so the four of us were just hanging out a lot on PE, and I think this is where we started bonding. I guess becoming good friends to each other or whatnot. Making it sound weird. Uh, and we had a lot of fun doing the Shakespeare play, and then after, I think that we really bonded together. I think we became very close best friends in the second show we did, which was a original musical called SOS Savoy High,
Mm.
which is it was like a parody of Gilbert and Sullivan, if anybody knows theater stuff, history and whatnot. And he was he was the cast B for the leading role, and
Yeah.
I think typecasted as the gay pirate in that show.
I
I
wonder
did
why.
why. In fact, that I didn't even come out at that time. Anyway, but so yeah, we talked more and more then, and we started hanging out with another person named Alvaro, who hopefully
I think
we'll get him on the.
we kind of talked to Alvaro a little bit like after Midsummer. It was like drama
Yeah,
club, like around that time, like where that middle
yeah,
ground between
yeah, I do remember meeting Alvaro in the auditions for Midsummer. But then all three of us started to sort of bond together around that time, or like after the between Midsummer and SOS. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah. And then, is there anything else? I mean, pretty
And
much after SOS, we like officially like, yeah, we're best friends.
yeah, we would
And
like
then,
we
you know, we
we
started
would do
hanging out
everything together. We would poop together. We would pee together.
more.
Uh,
We even eat lunches together.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know.
at that what was it, sophomore year? Was that the yeah? It had to be. Hold on, let me think. I think it had to be because yeah, I would used to be in one of the buildings. They used to have these really weird windows where you
Oh,
could
that's
sit
right.
on,
Yes.
and I used to sit there. It was if you're looking at the campus straight on, it was like left hand side building. I don't remember what I think it might have been the F building.
Yeah.
But I used to chill on the bottom right of that building because you couldn't go on the other side because the security guards would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's like I'm just fucking eating lunch. What the fuck else? Um, but yeah, so I was there with a friend of mine. Uh, she's really cool. I don't really talk to her too much. I just kind of keep up with her family. But after freshman year, because I had become friends with a bunch of seniors,
Yeah.
through a person that I met in theater, uh, who didn't get along with you too much. Through that person,
Oh, I know who the
okay, through that person, I ended up meeting a bunch of seniors, and so freshman year, I was around seniors a lot of the time. But when it came down to my sophomore year, all the seniors were gone now, right? So I had to figure out what the hell was going to go on. But luckily, because we did hang out with a junior, I don't. Yeah. I think it was. Oh no, it was her and a friend. It was her and a friend. I remember, and I would always sit with them, just chat a little bit, talk.
Yeah.
I don't remember like if we were like really that close of friends though, but I mean, they were fun to be around. They were great. They were nice to me. Why not? You know. But I think around that time actually is when we started talking. Like you would be at my lunch, and then you would come over, and then like we'd go walk around the school or something during lunch. So and
Yeah.
like just kind of eat lunch together and stuff,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. And then through that, there's like a bunch of things that came with it. Like there was just a bunch of things. I'll let you finish up. And then I'll tell my side of the story.
So I'm done with my story. No. So yeah. So yeah, pretty much like sophomore year, we started to really bond together, just doing everything together. I do remember, and I'll be honest, I was a loser. Not ashamed of it. Still am. But definitely freshman year, especially. Um, when, because I think you were going on about it, you were about to, when I used to play the ocarina, this thing right here, like, flute, and I played it a lot in lunchtime, just playing it. And I'm surprised that no teachers were ever like, oh, like shut the fuck up, or like we're having class. Like I had like three teachers come over and like, oh, like keep playing, because I stopped playing for a bit, and then they were like, oh, keep playing, or and they wanted to learn more about the flute that I was playing. And then and I think that was when we started having lunch together sometimes, because he would come over, because I was always on the second floor. Everybody else was having lunch in the
Yeah.
bottom, and I was just sitting in the corner, just like, yeah, exactly. But I mean, no one ever got mad or ever got like yeah, it is what it is, or
Yeah.
you know, fortunately, can't do that anymore. We'll get to that when we get there. What else? And I think that's it. I mean,
Yeah, I think because then you ended up leaving because of the situation that you were in at the time.
yes. So I'll talk. I can talk about it.
Okay.
I won't go full in detail, but maybe that could be for a different episode. Um, I went to foster care in around the middle of sophomore year, unfortunately. Um, and at the time, Dax was doing Les Miserables
Yeah.
there, and yeah, oh shoot, yeah, and he was playing. What did you play? He played the bad guy. Can't remember the name. One that sings
Javert.
Star. Javert.
It's a Javert.
Javert. Yeah, he played Javert. I unfortunately didn't get in,
Jean Valjean.
which was kind of bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Mainly because, well, it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't have done it. But anyway, I didn't get in. It's triggering. No, because I basically, the auditions were on December, and I already took a vacation in Chicago, so I couldn't do the audition then. And I did ask the teacher, like, can I just do a audition before or after or something, because I really wanted to do it. But then she was like, no. I'm like, okay, fuck you.
No. No.
Mm,
No.
no. Yeah.
Listen,
And then,
sweetheart. No. No.
Ray,
No.
no. Baby, no. Uh, and so, while that was still happening, I ended up moving, or ended up going to foster care. And the first home I went to was in Fontana, where I went to A.B. Miller High School.
Just.
And yeah, which is a funny story, because I remember having a weird dream a month or 2 months prior to going to that school. I never been to that school, and I remember having a dream of going to an auditorium where the school colors were red and black and white, and then it was like we were like performing SOS again for some reason at this weird particular auditorium that I never been to in real life. And then I remember seeing a girl with like purple highlights on her hair, like walking on stage and then just screaming my name. And I was like, that's fucking weird. But then when I went to the A.B. Miller High School, it's the same auditorium, and I was like having deja vu, but also like, how the fuck did my brain know that I was gonna come here?
That's
Because
so
I went to the
weird.
auditorium, and it's the same colors, like red, black, and white. And then the girl, I met her in real life. Like I became friends with her.
What?
But she didn't have purple highlights, or she had some other hair color. But then we got in a fight at one point, and then she always wore a beanie. But then when she took off her head, she had purple, and I was like, like I was like, I'm not making this up. This was like, it was like Twilight Zone. Like what? Like that. It was really crazy, and so yeah, and then
Who are you? She just fucking punched the shit out of here.
right, and so after that, I ended up leaving that other first home, and then I went to one in Herba Valley or Riverside, and I went to, what was it called? Oh yeah, Herba Valley High School, and that was an okay school. I didn't really wasn't a fan of some of their specific people there, but yeah. But while I was in foster care, the only thing that was like is going to be really cringy and very emotional, but I really was like thinking about Andy, like just like wanting to like message him, because I didn't tell anyone that I was in foster care at all. Like people thought I either moved or whatever. And then I basically left, and I didn't even post anything on Facebook or any social media. Like I basically vanished. And then
Was I the only one that knew?
I think so, yeah. I didn't tell anyone. So special. Remember that. Anyway, but I remember trying to message you on Facebook, like we were trying to call you because I didn't have your number. And then we were having trouble, and then we were just started talking, like, how's it going? And then you told me that we had another different theater teacher, which, by the way, almost every year that we've had together,
we had 3 different theater teachers. It's pretty cool. Yeah. The best of both worlds.
Woo!
Listen, man. All right. It's a weird thing, you know, from going from someone. I think that's what it was too, though. Like, so you have a teacher, right? That's just loves theater and like does only like theater. Sure, he went to school and like went through like the general stuff, right? But like his main focus was theater. He knew what he was doing, and he did shows while working as a teacher too. So like it was crazy. But anyway, so he was our freshman teacher. His name was Mr. Gross. Really cool guy.
Miss that man.
He's a great dude. Very deep voice. Very deep.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because Ray. Go get your script.
All right, but yeah. So like he ended up leaving in our freshman year, and then we got another teacher. She had a heart of gold, man. But man, those kids ate her up, man. Those fucking kids, ruthless fucking brats. She couldn't handle them. She was mostly.
Did she quit because she didn't
want it? No. She had gotten a better position.
Okay.
Yeah. So she.
I thought
she was like, "Fuck these kids, I'm out. Fuck these kids." Dude, fucking disappeared, dude. Legit. But like she's having her like she went down to like elementary, and like she loves doing it. They just had their own kid, which is really cool. You know, everybody's growing up.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just had their first kid. It was pretty cool. And yeah, from after, so we only had her for 1 year, and then after that we had our last teacher. She was really cool. a lot of the
Yeah,
time.
I liked her.
But sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes we'd get on her nerves.
she might hear. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Like so, like yeah, like she was cool, and she would sometimes. I wouldn't be mean. I don't want to say nag, but to be fair, we would always annoy her. Like we would
Yeah.
always do stupid to her. So like she did have a reason, but also we also didn't like that she did that. But she's being a
Yeah,
teacher.
because it was like one of those things, because like me and Ray and like just a bunch of people at the theater were just kind of like, we've been here, before her. And it
Uh-huh.
honestly, I think what it was is that we were just kind of thinking that like, oh, we own this place, and then who's this new person thinking that she's the boss of us type of deal. And
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I was like, she could be a little nicer, but a lot of the time, it was uh well deserved. I
I will say that I will take her as like my second favorite over the second theater
teach,
teacher
yeah.
because because at least she was very not she tried to fight for us when
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, you're right.
a lot of other principals, but this one principal we hated because
Oh
this
yeah,
principal just hated art in general.
yeah,
And
dude.
for some reason, just despised theater. Even the fact that
I
that
forgot
school
all about
specifically
that. Yeah.
was a performing arts high school, where it's like like they
Yeah,
have a
legit.
lot of
Like we have so many programs and so many what is it, classes, and this fucking guy
yeah.
was like, we should cut all that and put more money into football. The basketball team is
And the fucking
crap,
that
but we could put more
sucked.
money into it.
Yes,
It was like, what are you
exactly.
fucking on, dude? It was so crazy. And I remember that they had a meeting. The students had a meeting with, it was like a big deal at the school, because like these were like the top like 10 kids of the class.
Uh-huh.
And like they went over there to go talk to him with like a just like a paper about like some compromises maybe they can make and like stuff like that. Like just kind of like I'm trying to they go to him to try to understand why he's doing this. And this guy is just like, what is it? There's a word for it. But it's just like putting them like below him. Just like, oh, you're
Yeah.
not, you gotta understand, you kids don't really like, it's like shit like that. And like I just remember that they came out
Yeah.
of there being really pissed off because this guy just wasn't really taking them seriously at all. It was all just for, fucking looks and gossip and shit. I don't know, man. I really didn't like that guy. Glad that guy decided to leave, because fuck that guy, man.
I heard he got fired
Oh, did he get fired?
because because they eventually found out that he was trying to steal some money.
What? Damn, dude, I didn't even know
What?
that. I didn't know that. No.
They fucking it was like the week we came back or something. Or I remember when we came back, he left. But then I found out from the other counselors that that they were saying he was trying to steal some shit, or like steal money from us and whatnot. And they were like, "What?" And then he ended up quitting, and then or not quitting. He got fired, and then they were trying to find another principal, and that's when we had this new principal that I don't remember her name,
It was a woman,
and I don't
right?
remember hating her. Yeah, it was a woman. A woman, and
Woman.
she was cool. I don't think anybody really. What's the word? I was gonna say not care for, but like she was a pretty all right principal. I mean, she was. I think she was basically a principal. Like
I think so.
I know she did try her best to like be like we're all a community and whatnot. Like
Yeah.
every day, every morning, like the announcement, she would always go to the announcement or the speaker thing and like talk or speak for herself, and then like say like an inspirational quote for everybody. and then like talking about, hope everyone's doing well, hope everyone's doing well. So she was a cool principal, but that one guy was terrible.
I think that was our
And
junior. That was our junior year when that happened.
And he was also like next to the other fucking guy, Rat Man. We always called him Rat Man.
Yeah, it was like his
Rat.
name started with like a G or something. That guy was like always like,
yeah, his sunglasses, like thinking like he's like tough as shit. Yeah, exactly. He gave an attitude to everyone.
yeah,
and,
legit,
like,
dude. Like, the fuck, dude, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, and like he was definitely that definitely was the
The fuck are you guys doing? It's like we're just
exactly
like walking the class, legit. Because I remember he got mad at a couple of us before because he was like, "Where the fuck you guys think you're going?" And we're like, "We're going to class," because like our theater class was like passing the gates of the high school.
Yeah.
So we had to go outside the high school to get to the theater class. And I remember like he would get mad, like he would just talk his shit. You guys have to go all the way around. Yeah. It's like, well, no, I'm gonna be late if I do that. If I do that, no, I'm not gonna do that. And I just remember dealing with a bunch of bullshit because of that guy.
It sucked too because especially him that I guess he tried to control the security guards and like they weren't even doing shit, and he always had them guard in weird places that like, you know, like they were like, obviously like we could no longer have lunch upstairs. Like I could no longer play my flute on top of the second floor like I usually did in freshman year. I could do that more because now it's like, oh, you can't be eating lunch or you can't do shit over there like unless you're going to class or something. I couldn't even play anything anymore, or because it was like, oh, you're disrupting the class. Even though many of the teachers outside, they don't care. They honestly prefer, they liked hearing.
They liked hearing it. They didn't really complain about it. I don't know. There was just a bunch of fucking rules that were just like coming out of their ass. It was really dumb. But, you know, I digress. It was one of the things that we had to deal with. Man, that's a trip. That is trip right there, man. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how we met. That's how on Ray's side of the story of how we met. My side of the story. All right. Let me lay this down low. This is the real thing. Listen. All right, listen, pal. This is what really happened. All right. So Bader, you got to meet her before you Bader.
Completely different story.
Okay, so it's freshman year. I just get in, and I'm a little nervous wreck of a kid, and my life was kind of not there. Well, it wasn't in shambles, but it was like that kid who was like had so much self-pity for himself because he was just like, oh, my life is kind of shit. The situation in my life is kind of shit. Somebody give me, attention. It was pretty bad. But anyway, I remember I'm walking around. This was like when they had like a shit ton. They just had tables on tables of just clubs. Come join our club. This is oh, come join our anime club. We read manga together. Come join our JROTC club. We talk about the army. And then like there was drama club right next to the main office. And so the really cool person named Brianna. It was Brianna Harris. I don't know if you remember her. Remember her?
Yeah, I know her.
So Brianna Harris, she walks up. She's like, "Do you want to be part of the drama club? You look like you would have a really good time there. You just have to write your name down here and then show up. That's all you got to do." All right. I wanted to do drama. I knew already. I was one of the people that wanted to be in the class for theater.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes, I'm gonna go there for drama club. I'm there, no problem. And so I jot it down. Okay, I'm gonna be there. Cool. It's it. I mean, for one thing, on like a side note, something that really sucked. If teachers or I think this, if the school needed kids to fill classes
Mhm.
like in their schedule, not like in like the teacher schedule, they would just shove them into whatever class, you know? And
I
they
do.
would shove so many people that did not want theater were in theater. So like so many people just made theater a shitty place because they were just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Why do I got to do this shit? And then the teacher's like, just go to the fucking office. I'm not dealing with this shit today.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because that was the thing that sucked, especially for me in freshman year, because I don't. I want to say that I don't think I even came the first day of school. Maybe because I came in very late because originally I was supposed to go to a closer high school, Pacific High School, but I did not want to go there because I went there for summer school just to or like that whatever like getting ready to go to high school like the before middle school and whatnot, and then hated it and I wanted to go to Royal specifically, and so when I came in, this one counselor that you know
Oh.
that had this weird voice.
Hello, Ray.
Hello, Ray.
Oh my god,
But
hi, Ray.
my god, I still hear it too. Just like in the background, she's like in the middle of the night. Hey, Ray. Um, but I basically told her, like, because she asked me about electives, and I was like, oh, what do you like to do? And then I said that, like, I do like to sing, but I really like to act and do theater. But she only heard sing. And she was like, oh, well, I'll just put you in choir. And I was like, no, I want theater. And then she
Ray,
put me in choir.
listen. You're gonna
Oh
be
my
in
god.
fucking choir. Don't
Oh,
argue with me, because I'm not actually listening.
for real. But then I went, yeah, but I went to, so I went to choir, fucking hated it. There's this one teacher, I'm going to say her fucking name because I really don't think she should be teaching kids at all because she's fucking terrible. Miss Rufus, um, Miss, I'm going to say her full name and shit.
Miss beep boop boop beep boop.
Yeah. But she was fucking terrible. She basically, and she was kind of like, the way she did her class was like, it was very kind of stereotype. I was going to say racist, but not, I don't know if racist is the right word. But basically, she wouldn't even hear your voice. She basically would just look at you and like say that like you're this voice type, even though you never heard her, she never heard you sing. So like, and it was very obvious. So all the pretty, very skinny, pretty girls were always soprano. All the bigger or even mostly Hispanic or tan, darker looking girls would be altos, and then all the guys were basses. And either most of the seniors or the tall, handsome guys were tenors. And it was very irritating because I didn't know my voice type at the time, and I'm a baritone and I can sing bass notes, but she wanted me in the lowest bass note and whatnot. And we did songs that like it had weird, stupid arrangements that didn't work out, and then it was a bad time. And also the way she taught music theory was very bad. It made me I ended it ended up becoming traumatic where I couldn't learn solfege correctly. You know, like the do re mi fa sol la ti do. I didn't know that because of her, because the way she taught it was like so complicated, and my brain was like, so whenever I took another music class, my brain is like, what? Like I don't get it. But and I just had bullshit with her. And by the end, I had a breakdown in her class, and she called security, and she started telling security that I was doing drugs, even because I was on the floor like crying because I was having a shitty time there. But then I'd left, and I kept telling my counselor, like, can I change my class? Because I fucking hate choir. And I wanted theater in the first place. I never wanted choir. And then she was like, no, it's already too late because they're all full of the kids that don't even want to be there. And so, yeah. I just went on a whole rant.
Yeah, I mean, go for it, man. But yeah, so
And I'm not
Another thing. So, yeah, so the theater was really cool. I loved theater. We would come in, there would be something on the board, you'd write it down. I think it was like a word. It was always a word, a vocab word for something in the theater business. And it was always really cool. Really cool. Mr. Gross was really fucking tight. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, if you need a teacher and you just want to like get taught by somebody, you should get taught by Mr. Gross. All right. Cool.
For real.
He's a really cool guy. Really cool guy. And
Luckily, I was before even freshman year, I was able to meet him like 3 years prior because my brother went to that same school. He's like 4 years older than me, or three, give or take. And he took tech theater with Mr. Gross, and they did Romeo and Juliet there one semester, and then I went to see their show, and I got to talk to Mr. Gross, and that was the first time talking to him, and he knew me immediately. Like when I went to the auditions for Midsummer, he was like, "Oh, you're Jonathan's little brother," and I was like, "Oh, so you remember me?" So yeah.
yeah, man, yeah.
And also because my last name, because nobody has my last name. Like it's a long ass fucking like 2 hyphens. And so I was the only one that had that name. And so he immediately recognized me by saying that.
Yeah. Ray definitely does have one of the longest last names that I know of. But yeah, so I have theater. I know that drama club's gonna happen. So I go to drama club, first drama club ever. I get introduced by this girl. Her name was Brianna Pena. She was great. She was awesome.
Oh.
She ends up being more than just a friend later in my life. But I mean, that's a whole different story. We could get into that in another episode, or maybe later. I don't know. So I meet everyone, and everyone's I would say everyone is mostly chill. Everyone's just, doing their own thing. I mean, it was obvious. People had their cliques. That's always how it works. People have their cliques anywhere you go. Me and Ray, if we go somewhere together, I would just stick with Ray unless, I know another person. So it's a thing, it's all about comfortability. And so I just kind of like roam around with everyone. I chat with everyone. And were you at drama club? I don't remember meeting you at drama club.
I'm pretty sure I was. For me, I didn't have, especially freshman year, I didn't have a group or a
No, but did you
yet.
have free time after school to like go to drama club?
Yeah. I think I went almost every week.
So
Pretty sure.
I don't remember, because I know I remember when we did Midsummer. I remember like you would be there and stuff, and yeah.
Because the drama club is when I played the piano, and then you came to me.
Yeah. So fast forward a month, we get our first, like Ray was saying, Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare, and we're doing that for it's like just a spoken play, and we're there and we're having a good time. We're part of like the same troupe of people, like how certain characters mingle with other characters. Me and Ray's character were together all the time because we were in the same scenes. Mm-hmm. And so after a while we just kind of like talked, but I will admit, and I've said this before, when I first met you,
I know
Ray was a little bitch, right? Ray could not handle, if you called Ray a little bitch to his face, he would start crying. He could not. He couldn't handle people talking shit to him, or just being not so nice. I don't think I was ever that person to do that to him. I knew who would do that to him, but
cut to you like when you're a kid, like you're fucking video kid. Oh, fuck.
But yeah,
throwing
so
shit at.
So initially I didn't like Ray because I don't really vibe with people that are just like, that can't really. At the time I was just like, oh man, he's just a little bitch. Like I just, I don't know, it was just, I couldn't stand, you were always crying, there was always something wrong. Sometimes we would need to get a scene done, but you're crying somewhere, and it was just bad. But I think over time and after like talking and like actually getting to know you and understanding you, and like understanding why you were the way you were, and I think it helped a lot with that. But I never, after that, I think I stopped like disliking you, and like I think after like we started like just kind of being on the same wavelength and liking the same things or talking about the same things, being passionate about the same things, and it just kind of blossomed from there. I think, like you said, like I personally don't remember the whole piano thing, but I know, like, I'm pretty sure it happened. I don't doubt it in my mind, because like, because I know, I remember back in high school when you were playing the ocarina in I think it was on the second floor, and you were playing it over like a courtyard, and I could hear it, and I was like, who's playing the ocarina? I could hear it. So I followed the sound, and there he is, there's Ray, and I'm like, oh, can I eat lunch with you? Sure. And so like we I don't know, it's just like the small beginnings, and here we are, man, years fucking later, still talking to each other, getting on each other's nerves as usual. But I mean, I fucking love this guy, and he's great, and yeah. So that's basically how we met. We got closer with like the musical that year. It was really cool, honestly, really cool thing. Not so cool thing that happened during that musical was your boy didn't know his lines. Your boy didn't know. All right, so whoever's out there, all right, whoever's out there, and like if you're if you're a theater kid, or if you've ever been a part of like a theater production or anything like that, there is a date that they give you that you're supposed to be off book, and what off book means is you're not supposed to know. You're supposed to know your lines by heart without reading the script. And I didn't. Okay. I'll tell you what. So there's two casts, right? There's cast A, cast B, and cast A. I was just you would call them an ensemble or extra in like film business and stuff. And so I didn't think it was that important, and like the off book date had just passed, and I was like, all right, the cast A main character, he's good. This guy's he was kind of a tryhard, so like he should have. I know by then for sure he had his lines down, but he had to do something one day, and I didn't have my lines. I didn't know fucking anything. So I show up to rehearsals. It was a Midsummer, not Midsummer. It was a fucking
Crucible.
No, the one we were just talking about. No, the one after Midsummer. What was it called? The Gilbert and Sullivan.
Oh, it's SOS.
Yeah, SOS. Savoy High SOS. Yeah. So, I show up, and then my teacher, Miss Gross, he was like, the main lead isn't here. He won't be here. So you're going to be taking up the mantle. I'm like, what do you mean? You're going to be doing his part. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, dude, on the outside, I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. No problem. All right, I got this. But on the inside, I'm like, no, dude, fuck. So I go out there, and I know like the fucking first like couple scenes I know by heart. Like I'm like, all right, no problem. But then the fucking third scene rolls around, and I'm just like, oh, line, mini. I was in line. And like I just kept calling line after line after line. And it like, you ever just feel like someone's disappointed in you? That's what it felt like. Cause you look out into the seats of the theater and you see my director, he's doing this.
Yeah, when he does, whenever you see a director, especially him, when he was like this, it's
like he would put his hand through his
that's
hair.
when.
Oh man, you knew you fucked up. You're like, this fucking guy, he's mad, he's upset, dude. My hair's just crazy right now. Fucking, he's upset, he's mad, and I remember this so vividly, where he's like, Dex, let's go get your script, and I'm like, okay. And I went to, and I like, it was so quiet. I looked to my left, and there's so many people just looking at me like. On the wings, and I was like, on like the little exits on the curtains, like they were just looking at me like, D, fuck, you just got grilled, dog. And like I go grab my script, and I come back, and we just like resume it like normal. Eventually, I knew my lines. But yeah, I just remember that from that show. It was terrible. And then after
and him with that quote multiple times.
Yeah, it's like Dax and Rey.
Just whenever he stutters or like we're trying to record something, I'll just like, Dax, go get your script. Like
it's an ongoing
but
joke.
It was like really, yeah, it's an ongoing joke, but legit I felt terrible when I saw it. I was like,
it wasn't me, God, but I felt like I did something bad.
I felt like, for real. I mean, because especially because his voice, he has such like a low like dad voice, like like he's like, you don't want him to be disappointed in you, and especially to him, he was such a cool guy, and for him to like, be like that, it's like,
it was bad.
Fuck.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was really.
But yeah. After that, I think me, Ray, and my friend Alvaro, or our friend Alvaro, we really hit it off. And we were just the best buds, man. We were just the best buds in high school. And then, of course, Ray left. We did the first play, which was the importance of being earnest.
Importance of being earnest.
Just. We did that. And then after that, I think it was right before Les Mis started is when you left in Foster. Right. Yeah. It was like right before. It was
the auditions, and then like 3 weeks later or 2 weeks after, you were like, we were practicing for your suicide in the show. In Les Mis, his character kills himself, and we thought that his character was going to jump off the pit, and we have like a little big ass like foam like.
It was called it was called a sponge. They called it the sponge, I think.
And so like we were gonna have him like, so he has this big number at the end where it's like
at the the whole Javir's and like he just kind of later and like just kind of fucking dies.
And then he falls.
Yeah.
And so
just falls.
Yeah.
And I was gonna fall into the pit. Well, then Ray left us suddenly, and I never did that because she wanted the director wanted us to not sing those lines. She wanted us to just say them, like a monologue. The confrontation in Les Mis was spoken. The suicide was spoken.
Video of the whole thing.
Yeah, maybe I can make a video reacting to it. It's just, oh god. But yeah, so it was not the best. Anyway, and it doesn't. And no, I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, it was just not a fun time. But I'll tell you what though, I'll tell you what, a golden thing from that show was that it helped me believe, or like give me confidence that I don't sound like shit when I sing. Because I remember I was doing the auditions, and we had gotten the callback or whatever you want to, the second uh audition after you get through the first one. And I remember being there, and I was with the director's husband, who was a choir teacher, and he was like, "All right, so do you know like your range or anything?" I'm just like, "I don't know anything. All I know is that I sing in the fucking shower." So they're like, "All right, okay, let's see what you got. So this is what you're gonna be sounding like. Just try to give me something like that." Okay. And so we get pretty far up in the spectrum. So we go from the whoa, all the way down low, and you go all the way from there all the way to the top, and you get something pretty high. And I got near like the top part, or whatever you want to say, on the spectrum of the notes and stuff. But I remember him being like, "Whoa, like, man, you got some stuff, man." And I'm just like, "Huh, really?" I was like, so I think something else that really like was really cool too. I would practice on my own. Like when I was at the house. I mean, sure, it did sound like I was trying like Russell Crowe's Javert, but like I I remember being out there on stage and then singing the first time ever in front of these guys, in front of the rest of the castmates, and nothing but eyeballs.
Yeah.
That was him. I remember I was like, what the fuck? I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I was just like, I'm just doing my thing, and everyone was just fucking blown away. And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just singing here. And I think it was very like, oh man, this is cool. I don't know. I thought it was a really cool moment from that show, giving me the confidence. And I think the very first time, only 2 people had heard it. 3 if you count the theater or the choir teacher. He was really cool. He was really nice. He was very helpful, and
I don't think I ever got.
he was a really nice guy. And so that was definitely something like a great takeaway from that show, was the self-confidence to just sing in front of people, man. There are, like, if I don't know if anyone watches the Twitch live streams, but when I did VR chat, a lot of the time when I would go into these worlds, and we would go into these worlds, and people would just, there's like mics and stuff that you can like sing out of, but like you just normally just talk. It's more for like the show or whatever, and you would just grab a little microphone, you just sing your fucking heart out, man. And like I would sing sing some just random tunes, and like I would just tell like a random guy that was watching me sing, like, "Hey man, get up here, sing." I mean, were they like the next fucking Lady Gaga? Were they the next fucking Demi Lovato? Were they the fucking next, I don't know, fucking Frank Sinatra? No. But I mean, it's all about that like self-confidence, that like, I got this, or I can do this, which is what like I think a lot of people need. It's just like, just do it, homie. Just fucking do it. I know that's like a little tangent, but like, I don't know, just self-confidence is nice. Don't shoot somebody down. Find what is it, like the brighter side of, like, if you're bad at singing, right? Just know that if and you still sing, you've got the fucking courage of people that a lot of people that can actually sing don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people that can sing, who's like, no, not. I'm good. I don't know. I'm not really that great. But like this guy who's fucking dog shit is like fucking like self-confidence is just a great thing to have. That's the takeaway from that. All right, have some self-confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. You got this. You hear me? All right, cool, great, thanks. That bit's over. But yeah, after that, it was the Crucible. We're just kind of, I guess we're just kind of going through the shows. The Crucible was just.
That I wasn't there, but I know
He just wiped that away from the plate, man. All right, so
yeah.
that show is based off of the Salem witch trials, which people believe that they are witches, and they would kill innocent people because they thought they were witches. It was terrible thing that happened. But anyway, we did the show, and I played the lead role, John Proctor, and it was my first time ever doing something like that, like actually like being chosen as the lead intentionally, not like the Cast B thing from the year prior or from the years prior. So I'm there, and I remember like initially it was a good time, it was fun, we planned it all and it was all just great, and but eventually I was just like slacking on my lines, man. It was the same situation over again with SOS Savoy High, where I was supposed to know my lines and I didn't. I don't know what it was, man. I think, okay, like at that time, I was just like really into video games and theater. So if I wasn't doing video games, I was doing theater stuff. If I wasn't doing theater stuff, I was doing video game stuff. I barely did homework, like legit. Like I just hated doing it. It was not fun. And like I was just like, eh. Well, I loved math, but like eventually math was just like kind of, what the fuck am I looking at, you know? But yeah, so fast forward to the actual, like, you know, shows and stuff, and I didn't know. So there's 4 acts, I believe, in that show. I knew 2. So there's the 3 and 4. I didn't know shit. I was just free balling it. I would look at the lines before. I would go up and then paraphrase. I would not know my lines. It was bad. It was so bad. So bad. And now I don't think that would happen because, you know, I'm more on it, and like I don't have other responsibilities. But at the time, man, it was bad.
The one you told me about that was during performance, where it, like, how long was that?
Oh, that wasn't me though. That was not my fault. So during one of the performances, there was there's 2 I think that I'm thinking of right now. The first one wasn't my fault though, because it was another character who had forgotten her own lines. So there is I don't know, I remember necessarily what the character's name is, but it was like some kind of security guard or something. And they come out and they're supposed to say some lines in Act 2 while I'm there with my wife. I don't remember what the name of the character, but I remember it was the wife character. And so she comes in, she's supposed to say some lines, and then we just kind of go back and forth because I think they're like trying to accuse me or some shit like that. I don't remember. And they walk onto stage, but they don't say anything. They say, I'm pretty sure they say, John Proctor.
Oh my God.
And they froze up there. They didn't know what to say. They forgot their lines. I don't remember. But they froze up there. And it's a show. Like, it was the first show. And so we're up there and we're just kind of like staring at her, and we're just like, is there something, like, I remember I was so fucking proud of this. Like, that was another like moment that I guess I could take away. I was like, I tried to lead her in the right direction of like her remembering her lines, because I'm pretty sure it was just that she was nervous, and like, you know, a million things in your head you're gonna forget. You can't, like, your mind's not in the right place. So she's God knows where, and I'm just trying to like bring her back down to earth by being like, oh, you know, what was it that you came here specifically for, or why is it that you're here? Is it for me? And then, like, you know, just like give her little hints from her own line, and then she would jump back in, jump out, jump back in, jump out, and eventually she left the stage, like, you know, as she would in the scene. What I did not know until after the show, after she got off stage, she left. She just fucking left. She's just like, nope, no more. She's like, I'm not doing this.
Like just
She left the school. She left. Like she did not.
What?
Yeah, she left during a performance. And so we had someone else take her place because we were like, where's she at? I don't know. She's supposed to be on in like the next scene. What do we do? So we would have, I remember, I think it was one of the Briannas. She came she came onto the stage and she would have this like clipboard looking thing. And on the clipboard it was the lines. And she would read them off like that, and then that's how we passed through that hurdle. And it was just bad. It was a bad situation, but like mine was pretty bad too. I didn't know my line, and I couldn't fucking get there, bro. I remember, so like at the end of the show, like at the very end, I'm on my knees at the very edge of the stage, and I'm like, I don't know, or I'm yelling. I'm like, I'm supposed to be angry and like crying and shit. I'm about to go to get hanged because they think I'm some kind of like I slept with a witch or something. It's weird, and gypsy witch, and it was man, it was such a long fucking pause too, because I kept repeating the same line, but they would keep going with their line. I was like, I don't know, and like
that's me.
I remember it was just so embarrassing, man, being up there not knowing your fucking lines. If you're doing a fucking show, man, and you're watching or you're listening to this, know your lines, be confident in yourself, because holy shit, does it feel like terrible when you don't know what you're doing and you don't know your lines. Yep. It's really bad. It's just terrible. And then there was after that show, it was Crucible. Oh, Into the Woods. After that was Into the Woods.
Right. I was already going to senior year. No.
After that was Into the Woods, and I played the prince, one of the Cinderella's prince. Yeah, thank you. And my good friend Alvaro played Rapunzel's prince, and we had a good time doing that. I don't really remember anything necessarily that was like, I think it was really cool working with Alvaro and doing that whole thing. Maybe Alvaro can give us some insight on that, because I think it was maybe like the Crucible or something. I think it was the Crucible, because like he didn't get for the first time in a long time, he didn't get the lead role, and I think it was a blow. It was a blow to him. Like, it was like, what? Like, he expected it, Maybe, I don't know. I just remember him looking like he was bummed out. So,
and this was also the production where I came.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. So like the Crucible happened. That's when the whole thing with Alvaro happened, and then when it came to Into the Woods, he was just kind of like whatever by then, which was really like, I was like, all right, cool, fine. Like I'm glad that there was nothing like bad between us because I had gotten the role.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was I'm just glad that nothing happened there. And then like Into the Woods was great. I enjoyed it. I think it was really cool because we got to just kind of do our own thing with it, me and Alvaro, and like it was so chill because we were like the whole play, out of like the 100% of the play, we were only like 15. And some of that was because like we were supposed to be singing in the background, or supposed to be somewhere where we have to be like on stage or in the audience or something. So we were not like that important. So like we knew our shit pretty early on. We knew what we were gonna do. It was a good time. It was like chill. It was a chill time. And I mean, the song. Oh, and also by then we had a different teacher. Also, which was something new as well. Something new as well. But yeah, we did Into the Woods, and it was a fun time. Initially, we were like, "Are we actually gonna do Into the Woods? Are we not gonna do Into the Woods?" And then we ended up doing Into the Woods, and it was a fun time. We had a great time.
A different.
A little bit. What was it? It was like a walk into the woods or something. Something about the woods. Yeah, it was not Into the Woods. It was called something about the woods. Because we didn't have the rights or something. It was just a bunch of shit. And
yeah, it's a lot.
But yeah,
I look
yeah.
back
Ray,
at that and I'm
Ray,
like,
Ray came back towards the end of that production. Ray came back. He got out of foster, went back to his family, and yeah, he came back, and we were excited to have him there. And we did a bunch of it was like the trio was back. The trio was back together. And
what was funny too is that how I got into production was that like I just came into rehearsals. Like I wasn't like you know,
you ended
like,
up being
like,
you
hey,
ended up being like a stagehand, right? That's what ended up happening.
Yeah, I did some of the sets. I helped build a couple things or like cut the fucking house or whatever. Yeah, I did a lot of things. I was holding the house at one point for act, and like I'm shaking during the earthquake, and whatnot. But yeah.
But yeah, so that happens. And then after Into the Woods, we had something to do about nothing. And honestly, I feel like that was just like our play to do like whatever we wanted. Like it was because it honestly like sure we had lines and stuff, right? But like the way we executed them, I felt personally like we were just on our top game, honestly. Like we were like the Ray was really good as Dogberry. Like you guys have no idea. Sadly, the recordings were never put on YouTube, but like they were really like Ray was really great. And I mean, the show had some rough spots because of the people that were in it. Like there was parts where like people didn't know lines or they would jumble their lines, or people would not show up for certain rehearsals or previews. It was kind of tough at some parts, but like as I was doing my character or like as a production as a whole, I do believe like it was all right. It was pretty good.
I think anything I will say that I think that production specifically was like the best out of all the other plays that have been out there after Mr. Gross left. I think that's safe to say.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, like, you know, because each of them all had a lot of problems. I mean, don't get me wrong, Much Ado was still like there was those specific people that were like really fucking it up, but I think it was really good, or like, you know, and especially it was. I think it was our biggest set too. You know,
I think it might have been
after Mr. Gross, because Mr. Gross would have a lot of big sets.
Yeah,
and then like, you know, Ernest, we only had flats. Fucking, I don't remember what Crucible looked like. Even Hairspray had flats. We had tables and whatnot, but we didn't have too much stuff. But I know for sure,
Les Mis, we had the tables.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the tables.
But you know. But yeah. So like, there was for Much Ado. I remember, like we legit like there was a set, like that back part. We had there was like this platform there, and we would go up it, and we would go down it. Brie as the father. What was his name? I don't remember the father's name. Dude, oh man, she was so fucking funny. We had a friend named, or we have a friend named Brie. She's great. She's awesome. Brie, if you're watching, love you. But she played this character so fucking funny, man. And it makes me think about
She,
that one scene where we're all out there. Dogberry's out there with his little commanders or whatever, and like somebody kicks
the last show.
somebody kicks Ray. So Ray comes out in a scooter. That was his bit. Ray comes out in a scooter.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious. But there was one part, I think it was Brie that kicked it, and like she kicked it off stage.
Yeah.
And we have like off stage there's an 8-foot drop into a pit. So you would have to go around and off the stage to go get it and then come back up the stage.
Yeah.
So she kicks it so hard it fucking slides and then falls off the stage. And we all went we're all like, what the, did that just really happen? And everyone, I remember I turned around because I was breaking, bro. I had to laugh. So
I remember when it happened, like, cause usually she'll either like, does like a whatever, like
a flinch punch or something.
Whatever,
yeah.
Flinch. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, she decides on the closing night to kick it, and she kicked it all the way and fall into the pit. I remember being speechless, and like I saw you like next to the other person, like Claudia or whoever the character, and you're like dying, you're like laughing, and I'm like, well, shit. And then I left. I was like, and I think that was perfect too. I loved it. I was laughing so hard when I left
man,
the
it was
stage.
such a fucking fun time, man. That was a good fucking show to end it on. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and then there was Hairspray.
And then there was Hairspray. And you know what? I'll tell you what. All right, I think me and Ray did such an amazing fucking job in Hairspray. Like, I don't know, like
that was the first show that surprisingly, like that was the first show that our characters interact. Like Much Ado, we had a lot of fun and we worked together, but
there was like one or two scenes that we had together.
Yeah, and then the rest of the other shows, we were either ensemble or we didn't interact much.
Yeah, and this one, it was just us on stage a lot of the time when we were. Yeah. So I played in Hairspray. I played the mom. Ray played the dad, and man, we had such a fucking fun time with it. I remember in rehearsals when we first had gotten told like who we were gonna be, and I was like, because initially Ray wanted to be the mom, but his mom didn't want him to be. Like, his mom was like, you're not doing that shit. So Ray was like, well, fuck, I can't do it then. And so we're like, oh, we'll just switch it then. So I became the mom and Ray was the dad. And it was the funny thing, my family, I think it's so funny because like with the wig on, I looked like the scraggy old wig that I wear in the beginning. It was Act 1. I looked like my grandma. my grandma. It was funny, man. They would always say, "Oh man, is that fucking Grandma Lupe up there? Fuck, man, you look just like her." Yeah. So when we had first gotten to the rehearsals and we found out what we were gonna do, and we had heard and understood like what our lines were gonna be and what our. And when Clough was like, you have free reign to do whatever you guys want. Like, that's your guys' stuff. You guys to choreograph your whole thing, do whatever you guys want. That's your guys' stuff. That's your scene. And me and Ray were like,
shit. Like the first rehearsal, we had the whole like, and we got a kid sitting around.
Yeah, man, we had our own choreography for our songs. And it was tight, man. We had so much fucking fun doing that. I mean, sure, it kind of did suck that there was some bad eggs in the cast that made it a little bit uncomfortable. We did get help from Ray's not so favorite person, the chorus teacher, and then we also got help from the piano teacher, pretty cool guy, Kempkin.
Oh, that's right. I love
him. And we also got help from the dance. I don't actually remember the dance teacher's name, but the dance teacher was lent us her dance. She lent us her dancers, and they came and taught us a couple of songs, or a couple of dance moves from the stuff that they did. And something really cool too is Ray taught us a dance. Ray taught us a dance that he learned um during that production. That was really cool too. And I
because
it was so
yeah,
much
because the thing was because there was a lot of stuff that the dancers they got, like, majority they had all the main songs. So they had Nicest Kids in Town, You Can't Stop the Beat, but there was a couple stuff that they weren't that there are supposed to be dance breaks or dance numbers. And I know our teacher was just gonna have us like just freestyle or something, but then for the, I forgot what the song's called.
it was at the very end though, wasn't it?
Do the hop hop, like it's right before Tracy gets in the show. It's like when it's supposed to be like a traditional dance that's like from the 50s or 60s, like supposed to be a well-known dance. We sort of did it, but then
Just so everybody knows that the stage production is not completely different, but there's a lot of different factors from the movie. So if you've watched the Hairspray movie, there's a little bit of a difference. So some things are gonna like make sense when we're like talking about it, because I know that like in the movie, the bad guys are the bad guys. They don't change. But in the show, on stage, the bad guys kind of turn into good guys at the end. I don't know. It's strange, but like,
because because everyone was expecting it to be like the movie, and because we had a choice either doing Hairspray or Aida. Nobody knew Aida, and people wanted to do Hairspray because of the fucking movie. And then when they realized that there's a lot of differences in the musical than the stage version than the movie, people started hating it. And then it started to become a little bit less fun because people were like complaining a lot. There's one specific person that was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to do this dance anymore. Like, this is stupid." Like, which like that's no fun.
I think that was definitely one of the like toughest ones, I feel, for Ray, because Ray was like, Ray kind of took charge for a bit, like directing, I guess.
Pretty much, because the other teacher, she was busy.
Because there was so much going on that she needed to be somewhere else, not like on stage. So she was just kind of like, I need you guys to like just figure out what you guys are doing over there on stage. I need to go do this over here in the workshop, because we need to make sure that these things are done before the show even comes to be. So she was really busy, you know, and like, I don't blame her. You know, you're trying to do things, you don't have enough time in a day to do that kind of stuff, and so I get it.
We tech teacher. We used to have a lady named Miss Bishop, who she would build the sets for us and whatnot. But then she left a year ago or something.
I think she couldn't pay for it, I believe, right? Like they weren't paying anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That happened.
But definitely that show almost made me quit theater.
Yeah, man. I remember getting into Ray's face, like, "Hey, man, calm down, dude. It's not that serious." And Ray was just like, "No, they're just not fucking listening. This and that." Ray was stressing, bro. Ray was mad stressing. And I remember,
I know it's just a fucking high school production, and it wasn't like, oh, it's my last production or anything. No, but like it's, you know, I'm someone that like wants to respect a writer's work, and I don't like this is I don't like, you know, I always, especially when I'm reading a script or whatever, I don't like paraphrasing at all, because I also write plays and stuff, and I always look back and think that like there's that one person that wrote that lines for a specific reason, and if I paraphrase it, I'm kind of like, I know I'm overreacting, but I feel like it's kind of disrespectful, because that person must have spent entire year or a month trying to put the right words for it. You know what I mean? It's like saying, "I want you," and then you're paraphrasing saying it that I need you, or I would like to want you, or something like that. They're not exactly what it is, and it gives a totally complete different meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like it depends on the situation as well. You know what I mean? Like there are some times when you write something on paper and you say it out loud, it doesn't sound the same. So I think paraphrasing sometimes is fine. It just depends on the context of it, I think. Um but yeah, so Hairspray was our last show. We did Hairspray and it was really
And
fucking fun. Oh, go ahead.
one thing I would say that I was very proud of, like that I I definitely freshman year me would never do, especially to Mr. Gross. But like I definitely had the balls to do it at that time, was arguing with the teacher about a specific set piece, because she was pretty much done with all the sets except one. Because in the end of the show, one of the characters, Dax's character, the mom, she has to be in a big ass, like human size hairspray can, and it's supposed to be in the middle of the stage, and I'm supposed to wheel it in. But the teacher never built that set. And so I was like, well, shit. Like, because it's like, that's because it's just going to look weird if you just pop out off stage just standing like, hey, like, it's not surprising, you know what I mean? And so I asked her, it's like, can we build the set? Or like, why hasn't there been a set or whatnot? Because I was basically on point of like, okay, what we need and what could we get? And then she was like, we don't have time to build a trash can, or I mean, this hairspray can. And then I was arguing with her, just like telling her, it's like, we're gonna need it because like it's gonna look stupid if we don't have it. And just arguing back and forth. And at the end, she was like, okay, you build it. And I was like, well, fuck, fine, I will. And I had like two other people help me build, like, and I did it the entire rehearsal, did that one rehearsal day of just building that big ass can. And it's literally was just like a foam and like using old wood that we had before as a flat. And then it was heavy as fuck, but I got to like put wheels in it so I can move it. And I was like, I fucking made that. And
Yeah, it was really cool. I think we ended up breaking it the last day.
It really helped. Like, you know, it really like made the surprise, because it also looked funny too when you popped out of the thing, because you're like, I can't get in, and like that was like,
I think I remember that. I remember it, like I couldn't just push it out because it would get stuck in the middle. So if I were to like push it out, right? So this is the door. This is the door here. I remember if we pushed it out, it would go like this. So the door handle or whatever would still be stuck in the wall, but like the rest of it would be pushed out. So I remember we had to like pop it open a little bit so that way when we pushed it, it opened all the way. I remember. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I also remember having to change for Mama Welcome to 60s. I would go into the Miss Pink or Mr. Pinky's little store thing, and I would go behind. I think it was what was it? I don't remember what it was exactly. It was the flats. And I remember I would have a new dress on there. It was on a hanger, and it was behind it. And a crewmate, or not a crewmate, it was a castmate, Andres. He came and like he helped me take it all off, and my microphone and everything. And it was because like less than 2 minutes, I had to get changed behind everything, and like I'm like not like completely nude, but it was just my boxers that I had to like get into like this dress. And I remember I shaved my legs for this role. I also remember that I wore these boxers that were so short. They were so short that you couldn't see them past the skirt. It was a crazy time, man. It was a crazy time. But yeah, I remember we had just a bunch of fucking fun, and there was at the end of the song. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Another fun thing with Brie, she eventually came into the show. I think. Do you remember? Did she not audition because she was afraid, or or were the oh no, because I think she was busy with other stuff.
I
And
think,
we had
yeah.
somebody else as Miss Motormouth Maybell. And she was a cool person. She was really good in it. But then
I think she
the
had to
last show,
leave.
she left because her mom was like irritated or something, like that they had a fight, or that she didn't want her to do the show anymore because she was coming in late or whatnot. And so eventually she kicked her out of the show. And then we were like, oh fuck, we don't have a one about Mabel. And thankfully Brie stepped in, and she wasn't in it, and she knew the show very well. And she was the only one that had the script, because she didn't have time to do, you know, to take the time, but she was able to do the whole thing, and she was so amazing in it. Like, she made me cry when she sang her song.
She was great,
I know
man.
where I like, she didn't even need the script. She was like, "There's a lot." Like, yeah,
It was great. She did a good job.
my favorite
Brie,
part.
we love you.
I love you. My favorite part is, I think it was when she has that song "Big Blonde and Beautiful," and she's singing it to you, to your character. And I remember when the music wasn't playing, she was like, "Let me tell you something." Like 10 seconds later, I'm about to tell you something. Like, she's like getting in your face, and then the song starts playing. Yeah. But you were saying about the finale.
Yeah, it was the finale was just really great, and I think for me at least, it was a crazy feeling because after you've done something for, like, I know 4 years isn't that long, but like it felt like ages, you know, and
I know.
it it was it was like the past 4 years are like flashing in my eyes and stuff, and I'm here. I started with Ray and with Alvaro and stuff, and now Alvaro's growing up, and I got Ray here. We're doing our last hoorah as a show, and like it's us together in Hairspray. I just felt like it was so awesome, so fucking great.
Mhm.
And like there's that, I think there's like the last yeah, it's like the last like 30 seconds of the song where it's yeah, like it's like flashing through your just everything that we've done, and it just made, like, it didn't make me tear up or anything like that, but like it was just so heartwarming to see like how far I've come, and I remember feeling that way after the last show, after we were done, and man, it was fun. It was a fucking fun fucking time. It was a great time, and yeah, man, it was. Ooh, it was one time.
Yeah.
Get
I
me a
remember,
little choked up over here, but it was really cool.
like, bitch.
You cry,
No.
piss and cum, maybe.
I remember I didn't want to cry. When before the show started, we were in a, because every performance we're always holding
Oh
hands like
yeah,
this.
I remember. It was, what did we call it? It was the something circle.
Yeah, I don't, the prayer circle. I don't know. It was just like, after we're done, we like turn around like this, and like, now the show begins, or we have 5 more minutes. And whatnot.
Oh my
Uh,
god, man, you taking me back.
and I was the only one that didn't cry because I didn't want to cry. And after the whole thing, after I let go, I immediately balled it up and started hugging you, because I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, even though I had a shitty time, like, I still was like, "This is our last show together, at least here," because I loved that theater a lot. Um, and even the choreography that I taught, I was so proud of everyone getting it. It's like, that's because I don't like, I'm not a great dancer, but like, I knew some of the moves, and I felt proud of myself of like teaching people to do that, because I've never taught a class, or never taught anyone to do something like that. So that was really nice. Um, yeah, but that was Hairspray.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was. We graduated,
I
and
remember graduation. That was, I don't think I cried. I remember seeing you cry,
yeah, it was a
and
tough
it
situation because it was like a. I didn't think I would do it. I didn't think I would make it. I didn't. honestly, I didn't think I would make it. I lost my dad, the same year. The senior year, not like the same year, like actual date, but it was tough, and honestly, like I'm not even gonna lie, man. My dad, I'm pretty sure it was my dad that saved me from not making it through the cut, man, because the teachers didn't want to feel like assholes and be like, your dad just passed away, but like you failed, so you got to take this class over again. No, they didn't want to do that. So they were really nice, because I remember I was like, it was such a shitty time for me. It was right after it happened, and it was towards the end of the year 2015, and it was right before we went on winter break. Because after we come back, it's a whole different thing. Like the semester's over, so I remember, I think it was like a week or so, or like 2 days, 3 days, and look over to my teacher. I had passed economics with a C or a D. No, it was a C, I think. But with government, I was failing. So I remember I was walking out of the room because I asked him, "Is there anything I can do? Is there anything like extra work?" He was like, "There's nothing really much that's else that you could do." And man, I remember just feeling like fucking shit, dude. I'm like walking out of this room, and I stop and I turn around and I'm like, I'm not graduating, am I? And like it was just this silence and just like staring at each other. And he was like, "Don't worry, man, you're graduating. Don't worry about it." And so he did something very nice. I'm not gonna say his name, but he did something very nice, and he gave me a passing grade, so that way I can graduate. And yeah, huge thanks to that guy, man. Fuck, man, it was great. He was a really good teacher. I think my problem was just that like schoolwork and me and video games at the same time were just hard to manage. Like even now, like I try to make videos for you guys, but life gets in the way a lot of the time. That's why, and like for everyone that's here watching this video now, like I do Twitch streams. For now, like right now, I don't, but you can follow the channel over there on twitch.tv/Daxter and like I'm on there. My channel's on there if you want to give it a follow, because I live stream. I as soon as I get back into it, I'm gonna be doing it. Like I think I want to do like every day, man. If I can, I'm gonna do it every day. But I can't in the situation I'm in right now. I can't. But if you guys want to drop a follow, if you guys have Twitch already, or if you're thinking about getting Twitch because you guys heard about it, go drop that man's Daxter O'Hannon a follow. All right, it'll be linked in the description as well. But yeah, like it's life just sucks sometimes, man. I don't know where I went, but yeah. So like that happened. Graduation happened, and I never went to school. I planned on going to school, but then I was like, school expensive, and then I never went. But Ray went to school. Ray went to college. He went to AMDA. It was a fun time for you. Ray really found. I think it was Ray really blossomed after high school. He became his own person.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
rainbows.
Yeah. Ray really developed after high school. But yeah, man.
So you can follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, but like, thanks. Thanks for all the fucking fun years, Ray, man. Yeah, though.
Yeah, we'll never hang out.
Yeah,
of course.
So
I will say,
yeah.
I want to. Do we have time to say more things about graduation?
Yeah, go for it.
So one of the things that that I really liked our graduation. I was still a little petty because even after, okay, so like when I was freshman year, when after choir didn't work out, um and I still needed an elective because theater wasn't available, I took myself into doing band, which I did a lot of symphony and concerts and stuff, which was really fun. And I played the flute, second flute, and uh, and I kept doing that even when I was in the other schools. When I was in A.B. Miller, when I was in Purpa Valley, I was a bunch of other schools, and I was happy to do that. And I try to balance doing both. And I did every graduation, every yeah, I did everyone's graduation, like, the pomp and circumstance, playing the flute for them. Like, that was really fun. Yeah, and I really wanted to do it for our graduation. Like, that was something I really wanted to do, but then fucking
We got our thing
when
switched.
they started renovating, they were renovating the football field, and the school didn't want to pay for the band to carry their instruments all the way to the other stadium that we went to, which was downtown San Bernardino or wherever it was, and it was a racetrack, and it was still nice. But then I was very upset because I know no one cared, but I cared a lot because I wanted to play there. But I was happy though that we had um, our piano teacher, or what, who ended up playing for us. Like, he played the whole thing on keyboard. Yeah, which was really nice, because also the fact that he was also quitting, or not quitting, he was retiring that same year, which was really nice.
Really cool, man. Like, there's so many fucking cool people that we've met over the years.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite things in graduation, like, oh, we didn't talk about. Well, okay, I know I'm like, I already have too many things. Grand night and a bunch of shit.
Yeah, man. Oh, Grand Night was fucking tight, dude. You want to talk
Yeah.
about Grand Night real quick? We can talk about Grand Night.
Oh, really quick. Just the graduating part. My favorite part was like we had a bunch of speeches and shit, and then the mayor came, and he looked high as fuck. Do you remember that?
No, I don't
He had
remember that.
sunglasses. He just looked like he looked stoned. Like, he just did not look. He looked like was
He
not
wasn't
in this.
there.
He was not there. He was just basically like, "Hey everyone, I'm the mayor of San Bernardino." And I was like, "Oh!" And then my favorite part was this one lady that was like, she's giving a good speech, and she's like, "Okay," and I think she was trying to, "Okay, now we're gonna do this," and like, "Wait, what's next?" Oh, it's dance company. But the way she said it, I
Oh,
was like,
yeah, dude. I remember that too.
it was so, like, it was really
It
funny,
was
but it was
like,
also
yeah, the way she said it sounded like she was like, oh, dance company.
dance company.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my favorite thing was seeing you on top of the chair,
Oh, looking for
and like
everybody?
you pointed, you were like, and you're like crying. I was staring, I was like, so the fucking music, I swear I live, like, oh, it was so good. Everyone is crying, everybody's hugging each other. I started hugging people that I never talked to.
I don't know what you're talking about, like, real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, man. It was like, oh man, congratulations, man. It was like, oh man, it was just such a fucking, like, we did it type of deal, and like it was, you're,
Especially when you graduate, like, especially once you graduate, and especially at that moment, like, even the people that you didn't have good times with, you still hug them, because it's like, we both did it together. We did it together, like,
it's like,
even
put
the
that
shit
shit
we went
behind us, man. You know what? We fucking
through.
we both got through it, and we're both out here, graduating and shit. And fuck, man, it was such a, like, fuck. I think I had a really good high school time.
Mm-hmm.
Experience, high school experience. Yeah, yeah, I think I really had like a really good one. Even though a lot of, like, there was like a lot of rough patches, but like, my friends were fucking awesome. Armando, Joe,
Yeah.
Luis,
I don't remember the names, unfortunately.
Joseph.
Louise, yeah, Louise. Let's see, Mark.
It's been such a long time since I
I'm
thought about these guys. But like, I remember Armando. Armando was the guy that we used to play with a lot. Josh, it was Josh. Josh and his brother Jose. Man, they're just so many fucking awesome fucking people, man.
Grad night.
Yeah. Oh, and then grad night. Yeah. So 2 days before, 2 days before, graduation, right? That's what it was. It was June 1st, and we had graduated on June 3rd. So one thing that sucked that day was that we ended up showing up late. The buses 2 hours late to the school. So we end up getting, and then like plus the traffic and everything. We get to Disneyland like at like 5:50, 5:30, something like that. And like, we get there so fucking late, dude. And we're just like, come on, man, are you fucking kidding me? And like, I remember we're like, okay, we could just chill right here in like the California Adventure. But then somebody in our group was like, oh no, they're gonna close Disneyland first. We gotta go over there to Disneyland. They're gonna close that shit first. So we're like, oh okay, for sure, let's go. So we go over to Disneyland, and we're having a good time over there. I remember we ended up walking through, and we didn't even go to a ride because we were like, where do we go? And then like people like split off from our group. They were just like, oh, I've got these other friends that I'm gonna go with, and like bye. And like I was like, oh, we're okay. I guess we were not that close of a group. And I remember, I think it was Jose. Do you remember who was in our group? Mm-hmm. Like it was like the ones that like stayed with us. I remember it was Jose. Maybe Armando. Do you think Armando stayed with us? Yeah, it was Armando and Jose.
Sure. Maybe they.
I don't remember. But I remember that from there we went off to. I remember we walked off closer to Pirates of the Caribbean, but Pirates of the Caribbean was closed, and the Haunted Mansion had such a long fucking line. And we were just like, what do we do? What do we do? And then we just like, all right, let's go eat because we're kind of hungry. So like, we ended up going to that Star Wars cafe thing, and that's when you got that pizza for everyone. That was really nice. And that was pretty cool. That was a really cool time. Pizza was like all right. It wasn't that great. Shocker. But like we had a good time.
Split because I think I went to the restroom, and then you guys left, and I was like, where'd you guys go? And like, I spent the whole time trying to find other people, and I saw one of our other people that we know. It's like, have you seen Dax and everybody else? And it's like, oh, they went this way. I think I saw them at Indiana Jones. I was like, fuck, and I like went in circles, and then eventually found you guys. It was really funny.
Yeah, there was I don't know. It was just like a strange thing, and I think our time there only started getting good when night hit.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I think from there we ended up going to I don't really remember this part. I think at some point we ended up at the driving at like the part where like little Toyota thing or like the cars that you drive.
The virtual, like where you sit down on a car and start driving and shit.
Yeah, like you're actually like moving around and stuff, and like a little a little track or whatever. So I think that was like what we ended up choosing to do first because it was like far off. And because I think by the time we got off of that, it was night. It was nighttime, and the parade had just started. I remember that. And the parade was going on. The parade was going on. We were watching. We're like, oh, there's oh wow, whoa. And so it was really nice. It was really beautiful. If you haven't seen the parade at Disneyland, I highly recommend. Man, it's fucking cool. So many cool things going on there. Anyway,
I really like the went to the Cars Land. Yeah, that's right. Oh, because it was night. Yeah, because it was nighttime.
No. Wait. Like, that was California Adventure. I'm gonna get there in a minute. So after the parade happened, I remember that we ended up going. We were just kind of like chilling in the area for a little bit, just kind of figure out what the fuck we were going to do.
We went to Mountain.
That was the very first ride I think that we went to. When we got there, we were like, let's just go into somewhere. But yeah, so like, after that, that's when we went to we went over there. We had lunch because we hadn't eaten because we were in the fucking bus for God knows how long. And yeah, so we go eat at that Star Wars place, and then from there we go to that racetrack thingy, and after that racetrack we see the parade for a bit, and then we're like, all right, let's try to get around this thing. Let's go to a ride. Everyone's watching the parade right now. Let's go to a ride. And so
Yeah.
we go to the log ride, I believe. Is that what it was? Oh yeah. We go to the log ride. Dude, there's like nobody doing the log ride right now. And so like we go in cuz like they had just started closing. Right? And so instead of like following the crowd and leaving Disneyland, we go to the log ride and we're like, let's go. We're like running to this log ride, and we get there and we all get in the log ride all together, and we have a fucking awesome time. We get back after the ride and we're in the log. The little the person that was pressing the go button was like, you guys want to go again? And we were like, shit, fuck yeah, let's go again. And he presses the go button. We go again, dude. We have a fucking blast. I think we ended up going 3 times on that ride. 3 or 4 times, something like that. And it was fucking fun, man. We were all fucking soaked. It's nighttime. Oh man. And so like after that we were like, all right, dude, we got our fun out. They're kicking us out now. But what ride on the way out just opens up right in front of us? Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, that's right.
We have to go on that ride. Let's go. So we're all fucking darting it inside this line. There's no line. They literally, I don't know why they opened it, but like it was when everyone was walking out. And so we go. Oh, you know what? Did we go to the Haunted Mansion at all? No, I don't think we did. We did?
We did go to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you got scared and you like tucked your head. I remember now. You did the whole.
Because one of them like grabbed me like this and like, look at it. And I'm like, motherfucker. and then I asked you, like, is something gonna pop up because everybody's like in that one room where everything's falling.
I think it was after that. I think it was when we were leaving that long ride, we went to the Haunted Mansion. Yeah. And then because we were in that area, so we had to be there. So we went to the Haunted Mansion after the log ride, and I remember Ray was like, is something gonna pop up at me as we were like going down, and it's that part where like the thunder strikes and then there's a fucking body hanging up there. I remember I was like, yeah, there's something gonna pop out. Yeah, he covers his ears. He tucks his head into my shoulder. He's like, is it done? And he's like yelling, and I'm like, all right, it's over. But yeah, it was a little spooky because it was nighttime, a little spooky. Yeah, we ended up getting through there. We got on the ride. We had a good time. After that's when we saw the Pirates of the Caribbean just like legit like opened up right in front of us, and we're like, let's go, gotta go. And so we get on the ride and we have a fucking awesome time. By the time that we were on the ride, and there's that part where you circle around where that line is to get on the ride, there was such a big fucking line. I remember, and I was like, I'm glad that we got on the line when we did. I'm glad it opened right in front of us because we were on our way out. We were going to leave the Disneyland. So we get on the ride. We have a fucking blast, dude. Like, legit, it was so fucking fun, man. It was so fucking fun. And from there, we go to Disney... California Adventure. And we end up in the car area because I think they had closed off everything but the car area, right?
And this is where a lot of dance parties were there.
Yeah, there was so many dance parties, dude. So many. And
there's one that was really cool that
there's the silent one.
I really wish we did. Yeah, where they just have
you fucking this like, fucking like, you like going crazy. You got your own music going on, and you're fucking
outside. Everybody's like. It looked scary, but also like looked really cool.
Yeah, like all these people were like getting it, like they were dancing, but it was like quiet. You could hear people stepping and stuff.
Super quiet.
It was so quiet. Yeah, and I don't know. It was just a fucking awesome time. It was such a cool fucking time. After that, I think I remember we walked around everything. So like we passed. At some point, we got on the Cars ride. We won that race, by the way. We won that race. Just so you know.
I just remember screaming. You're just cussing at everybody else.
Cussing at the other car, dude.
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna beat you. Fuck you! Like, screaming. It was so funny.
It was such a fucking awesome time
in that car, and yeah.
But after that, we just kind of like roamed for a bit. I know that we like walked, got to that.
Started the last hour, because I remember I kept going to the one on the swings where you sit down and like spinning around.
Yeah, this is when we separated, I think, because I don't remember what happened, but I remember that I walked all the way. I think, didn't you guys want to go on the Ferris wheel? And I was like, I don't want to go on the Ferris wheel. And then you guys were like,
no, I did not want to go on the Ferris wheel.
No.
I didn't want to go.
You know what it was? I think I wanted to go on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
I think that's why we ended up splitting up. And I remember, because I'm trying to think, like, why did I go over there? But I think the Ferris wheel was closed already because of they were gonna do that show thing, and I don't think anyone. Yeah, I don't think anyone's allowed up there, like in the Ferris wheel when that shit's going on. So, yeah. So we go over there. I don't remember who I was with, but we go over there and it's like, oh, it's closed, because the thing's gonna happen right now. Or like, I don't know, it was like a timed close, like you could only do it from this time to this time. I don't remember. I just remember it was closed. And we pass it, and we go on that Goofy ride right next to a Goofy's Flying Adventure or something. And I think I was with Armando, I think. I can't really necessarily remember who it was. But we go on this ride. Dude, this ride is it feels so sketch. Like the rails are so like tight. And like when it fucking turns, it turns. You fucking whiplash and fucking you feel like you're gonna fall off, but I mean you don't. And it was a scary ride, but it was nice at the same time. After that ride though, I think is when they were just prepping the World of Color, so everything was closed. Everything started closing. And so I get a good spot, a good enough one, not that like a crazy not a crazy enough like good spot, but I get a good spot. But I don't. Do you remember when I find you again? Was it after the World of Color?
I think it was after. I remember seeing you, and then everybody were heading towards the exit. But then we went to the gift shop to get something, and then that's when
you got me a little stitch. I think that's it up there. A little stitch up there. Oh, you can't see it. Ray got me a little stitch that I still have.
Yeah, because I remember you were kind of sad because you really wanted to get it, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it. I'm gonna get it for him, and yeah, and that was all my money too at the time. Just getting the plushie because I wanted something. Yeah, that's the one.
Here it is. I still have it. It's really cute. I love Stitch. And I remember I didn't have enough because I don't know what it was. Like I counted the numbers wrong or something. And I was like, I remember being so confident, like, oh, I've got enough for this. And I go up to them and she's like, you don't have enough. And I'm like, what? And I was like, I was really bummed. Like Ray was saying, I was really bummed because I was like, fuck, man, I really wanted to buy this shit. So I'm like, I walk away from the counter, and Ray comes up behind me after walking out of the store, and he's like, here you go. I'm like, what's this?
I got you, fam.
Yeah, basically, man. He was just like, here you go. I was like, oh, you got it for fucking me, man. Give him a big old hug. Thanks, Ray. And I'll give him Stitch some kisses. A little kiss. Just a little kiss.
That was the only nicest thing I ever done to Andy.
Yeah, it was the last time Ray bought me something. Now I just buy him everything. Yeah, so it was really cool. And I think after that, that's when we ended up leaving Like that was it was
Yeah.
like time to go. I think we just didn't want to be in that big fucking crowd of people because there were so many people, so many people. I also remember there was a person at the end there because when I get tired, I don't know if anyone else out there has this, but when I get tired, I get like it's like I'm drunk. I act stupid and like I don't know. It's just stupid. And I just could not stop being like, fuck man, I'm wasted, dog. And this teacher in front of me gets all fucking pissy because she keeps hearing me say it. I can't believe that they would let you do something like that. If you're saying that you're drunk, that's terrible. Grow the fuck. Like she didn't say grow the fuck up, but she was like grow up. Like I don't know. It was just like killing the vibe, and I was like, dude, chill out, dog. We're at Disneyland, all right. It's the happiest place on earth. You're supposed to be happy. You're sad. Not my fault. And now I play your attention.
Get off my deck, Karen.
She was a Karen, bro. Legit. She was an actual fucking Karen. Like, if you look up in the dictionary what a Karen is, her fucking picture is right there. Yeah.
It's her face like,
shut up. So, that was just a fun time. I fell asleep on the car ride home. I did that. I was like, nope. I'm not about to sit through 3 hours going home. Fuck that.
It really sucked going home because like
we had to be back the next day in the morning.
No, that too. No, but I mean like the ride to go home or to go to the school.
Fucking bumpy and shit. You're all fucking running around and shit.
Because I was on the side in the window where I can just rest my head like this, but I couldn't because my dumbass. I felt bad for this one guy because this one guy had trouble because he could not sleep or he was like super tired and I felt bad and I was like, "You want to switch?" And I let him sleep, so he was sleeping fine, and I'm like, I want to like lay down or something, and I can't. And also because I was super fucking wet because I was still soaking.
Yeah, we were wet. It was nighttime. There was no way we were gonna get dry.
Yeah, and I didn't bring a towel, and so I was like, I'm just gonna. So I think I had a jacket, and I was just like this, but
I don't think I was sitting with you. I think we were sitting with somebody else.
I think you were sitting somewhere else, and I was sitting with somebody else. I think I was sitting with like Armando or something.
Yeah, can't remember, but something like that. I remember I just kind of like put my head on the seat in front of me and just kind of knocked out.
Yeah, that was a great night. That was fun. That was definitely that was the only thing I pretty much got. I didn't do prom. I didn't do. Oh wait, no. I went to a picnic thing.
Oh, I don't think I went to that picnic. I don't think I went. I went to prom though.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I fucking my line got me a kiss that night. This is the line. So I went with a friend of mine who I had known all 4 years actually. She's really cool, really fun person, and really nice. I don't know if you remember her. Her name's Monica. She was gonna be part of our Still Alive play. The horror.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I asked her. I was like, "Hey, do you want to?" Because I remember we were both sitting in the theater seats, like watching. I don't know. We were just sitting down, chilling out, talking, and I was like, "So do you have anyone to go to prom with?" And she was like, "No, no one's asked me yet, and I haven't asked anyone." So I was like, "You want to go to prom?" Legit, it was like nonchalant, dude. So I asked her out. Yeah. So I asked her out, and she was like, "Yeah, for sure." So we go. I go pick her up. I'm wearing I think green. I think I was wearing a green black tie arrangement. We go pick her up. Dude, gorgeous dress. The only thing that sucked about it was that she couldn't really dance in it. Monica had some tig-old bitties, all right? And she could not dance in them because her tig-old bitties would fall out of her dress if she did. So she was like, "No, I'd rather not." And I'm like, "All right." She was like, "But you can go dance though." And I'm like, "All right, for sure." Anyway, so we get there. and it's a little awkward at first. The DJ kind of sucked, not gonna lie. But we're there. We're sitting at a table. We're just kind of eating, mingling, talking to the friends that we have there. See a couple people. Oh, hey man, whoa, you know, having a good time at prom, just chilling out, talking. Dude, the bread that was there was pretty good. I remember there was some bread. The food there was pretty good. Whoever catered, pretty good. But then I see something out of the corner of my eye. I see our friend David. I think you knew him too. For like the last year, David, who would hang around with Austin and the other big tall guy.
Oh,
Yeah, so he was a really funny guy. He was really cool. But I see him. He goes up to the dance floor by himself, and he's just dancing. He just starts dancing. And I'm like, that's my boy. I ain't trying to have my boy go up there and dance by himself. So I look over to Monica and I'm like, hey, Monica, are we going to dance or what? And she's like, no. So I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like, all right, well, she's like, but you can go dance. Go live your life. And I'm like, just. So I go out there. I'm fucking. Hey. And going crazy with David, and like we're just going having a fucking grand old time, and then some more friends come out of nowhere, and eventually this whole fucking crowd is there. We're all fucking popping off, the DJ sucked, bro. We would be feeling a fucking song, hey, yeah, and then he fucking changed it to like some fucking like it was like corridos or some shit. I don't know, but like it was weird. Like he's bopping like bottles in the club, getting tipsy, beep, 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 beep. And like it was going crazy. Yeah, like it was like, what the fuck is this guy fucking doing? He's not like, we would be really fucking feeling a song and then he'd change it. Like, all right, dog. But after that was done, and really cool thing about that one cool thing, something else cool about the dance floor thing, we ended up doing a fucking conga line. The conga line went all the way around the venue, not like the venue of like the building, not outside, but like the inside. We went all the way around. It was so cool. And so I go back and we just eat again because they serve again, and we're just there. I'm talking to Monica, and we're just having like a chill time. And so it's about time that everyone's leaving. I tell her, I'm like, hey, they have this little carriage thing in the back with like a horse. Let's go over there. Let's go check it out. Okay, let's go. So we go over there. We go check it out. We take a picture. It was really cool. We get back to our table around the time we're thinking about leaving. And I hit her with, how about we make this night a little bit more memorable? And she was like, how are we going to do that? And then I lean in and I smooch. And we smooch. And yeah, there you go. I got my prom kiss, dude. I never wanted to be prom queen, king. I just wanted the prom kiss. And I got it. I fucking got it. Oh God, I got it. I got it. It was really cool.
I would have laughed so hard. Said it didn't work out. Or
yeah,
she was like, no.
She was like, no, I'm not kissing you. Sorry. But yeah, so it was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. My prom was pretty great. I had a fun time.
That's nice.
But yeah, I think it was great. High school years are great. This podcast is like nothing but the high school years.
Yeah, I was like, I realized it's like, because we didn't even get to we got to bits of your side of how we met, and then we just went through all the years.
Yeah, I kind of went on a tangent. My bad.
Fine.
But
I guess it called How We Met plus high school
or something like that. We'll figure it out. Probably be like high school. high school days or some shit
Because
like
there's
that.
some stuff that I have a lot, especially for school. Um, like my senior year. My senior year was like super easy. Like was one of the chillest because, and I think it was because I mean, hopefully this will be really short, but basically, um, my entire high school was like freshman and sophomore was like regular classes and whatnot. But then when I moved, when I transferred to different schools, some of them lost some of my records, and I had to retake a bunch of stuff. And so technically, I was supposed to flunk sophomore or junior, depending on who you talk to, because someone keeps changing it. But then I kept changing different schools multiple times, and even when I came back to my family, I went back to Royal. I was only there for a week, and then at some point they told me, "Oh, you transferred to another high school in San Bernardino," and then I spent a whole week there, and then went back to high school or went back to Royal, and then all of senior year, I ended up fucking just taking like two classes where I had like packets of stuff,
Hell
like
yeah.
some from junior year, and it wasn't. And good thing is, it wasn't like complicated shit. Like I didn't need to study anything. I basically had like for math, it was just a bunch of math problems or math stuff. English was just like I didn't even need to write an essay. I think it was mainly like grammar shit and stuff. And then as for like government and language, I didn't even complete it. I didn't even complete language. I took 1 year in Spanish, and then I didn't do the second year because they said it was fine. And then economics and all that other shit, like I didn't even do at all. And for the most part, I was just TA for a lot of other classes. And then, so for the rest of my senior year, I was just doing theater, TA for 2 theater classes, math, and then like just recovering, just doing all the assignments that I haven't done or recover from the other years, which was I only finished it after like 3 months, and then the rest of it I was free to do whatever. And then music or like orchestra stuff. And so like the rest of the day, I pretty much was just either in the theater class with you and the other teacher, or I'll just be in
Because
the
you
music
didn't.
room.
Yeah, I remember your seventh period wasn't actually like a free period. I know you were TA, but you would always come over anyway. Because I was TA for theater for the seventh period.
For the seventh period, I was basically what was I like? That one was supposed to be my math class, and I was like, it was already packets that I already did from the other period or the other fourth period or whatever it was. And my teacher was like, I was done with everything just as long as like, I wasn't doing stupid shit, I guess, or like ditching or whatnot, or if I did something wrong, like she wouldn't let me go anywhere.
Yeah,
But like, I was cool with her, and I've known her for 4 years, and so she allowed me to just do whatever the hell I want.
that's kite.
I go on the computer, I can work on shit that I need to do for a different class, and so yeah.
It was a fun fucking time, man. The last semester, man, it was pretty chill. Like I legit, I only had theater, and I think that was it.
Mm.
I think. What did I have? No, English. English. It was English and theater. That was the only classes I had. Other than that, it was just TA.
Yeah.
I'm pretty yeah, because I had, and then I also had like some free periods. Like I didn't have anything, so I
Yeah.
think it was the first 3 periods were Clough, the theater. Fourth was also Clough. I was at somewhere else. Wasn't I a TA for something else? I was a TA for something else.
Probably. I wouldn't know. I didn't know your schedule that well.
I remember I was a TA for something else. I don't remember what. What did I take? Sophomore year I took that. So junior year I took
I
that.
was TA for
I
a lot
think
of other classes.
I was TA. So from First, second period, I was with Clough. Third period, I had TA for my old teacher, Miss P, where she would actually make me do work, and I was like, I need to get up out of this class.
Yeah, that was the same thing. I went to I was TA for an English class, and they had me do work, and I was like, and I asked my counselor, can I change my class? And I think that's when I moved it to a theater class, or yeah, it was either a theater class or something else, but yeah.
Yeah, because
no, it was a music class. It was like private lessons and shit. Yeah.
After really that, funny. What ended up happening? What were we talking about?
You were I was talking about my classes.
No, the electives. Okay, yeah. So I went with Miss P, and then fourth period I had Clough again, and then fifth we had our class theater, or was it sixth? No, fifth was 2. Fifth was theater 2, so it was 6. Yeah. But I still TA'd for theater 2, and then I was there with Clough for 6. So I was basically with Clough all day, because I ended up changing my third to not having anything, so I could be wherever I wanted. I'm pretty sure I visited my, I had Photoshop too, I think. I don't remember what period that was, though. I think that might have been my third. Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Because it would have been Photoshop, and then Mrs. P. I don't remember. But yeah, I just remember I didn't have a lot to worry about that last semester. I had nothing to worry about. Everything was good. But that first semester was fucking so much responsibility. But yeah, we ended up coming out on top. I think we're gonna wrap it up there. I want to thank Ray for being on the podcast, the fucking first episode. Thank you so much, Ray. Always a pleasure having you here. Really do appreciate everything you do. He's a great guy. Go follow him on the socials. You want to shout yourself out?
We'll probably put it in the description or something, because I have like too many.
You have too many accounts. But feel free to follow me on Twitter, Daxter Rey, or on Instagram, Daxter Rey. I post things not so often, but catch what I like on Twitter. We're gonna be posting these podcast episodes. I don't know how often. As soon as I get them out, they're out. I want to hopefully figure out a way to get them. I'm gonna ask some people about it, but to get them on Spotify, get them on the streaming services and stuff, so that way you guys can just listen to the audio version of this stuff. But yeah, I think that's it, man. Thanks so much, Ray, for being here. I really do appreciate it. I would really, you're always welcome back on the show. And yeah, don't do drugs, all right? Was there anything you would like to tell the world?
I'm gay.